Russia-Ukraine updates next. Britain will lend Ukraine $2.94 billion as part of a much larger planned loan from the group of 7 nations.
The G7 announced that in June it would provide a $50 billion loan to help Ukraine, and it would be serviced by profits generated by about $300 billion in Russian sovereign assets immobilized in the West.
These assets were frozen shortly after Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. Now, UK's Defense Minister John Healey said the country's share of the G7 loan had been a feature of talks between Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Prime Minister Keir Starmer in London 2 weeks ago. Also, that of the G7 foreign ministers meet over the weekend, UK's announcement of aid follows that of US. While in Kyiv, US Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin announced a $400 million aid package for Ukraine. Austin framed the current battle as a fight between the West against Russia, North Korea and Iran, calling it a hinge in history.
So we must continue to squarely face, the specter of an aggressive Russia, backed by other autocrats from North Korea and Iran. If Ukraine falls under Putin's boot, all of Europe will fall under Putin's shadow.
Meanwhile, the US told the United Nations Security Council that it would be a dangerous and concerning development if North Korea is sending soldiers to fight alongside Russia in Ukraine.
If Russia is indeed turning to the DPRK for manpower, it would be a sign of desperation on the part of the Kremlin. We know Russia is suffering extraordinary casualties on the battlefield due to the bravery and effectiveness of the Ukrainian military.
Russia's President Vladimir Putin will meet UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres in Moscow on Thursday to discuss the Ukraine conflict. Now, the meeting will take place on the sidelines of the BRICS summit in the central Russian city of Kazan. A forum Moscow hopes to use to show the West that attempts to isolate Russia over the Ukraine offensive have failed.
Meanwhile, tensions persist on the battlefield. On Monday, Russian attack killed 3 people in the southern Ukrainian city of Zaporizhzhia and 3 in the Donetsk region near the front line.